Come on, how you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Come on, how you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Yes, we are the trending topic. Your relationship profits. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest.
Go.
What's going on? It's your boy King Des here. So to Brunch with the boys. I'm happy to be here this evening, gentlemen. How we doing?
Jeezy, what's good, everybody?
Mr. Gent out here, man. And I am really happy because I think we have an opportunity to have just a wonderful guest that's going to really come with that flavor, come with that energy, come with that itchy yah with the marmalade, whatever that may mean.
I like jelly.
You like jelly too?
I
do too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
We got Kayla, got the 411, huge YouTube presence. Really follow her hard. And I'm excited to have you on this particular topic. But before, I want you to just take an opportunity to just kind of tell us about yourself, about your podcast, what you got going on that's really excitable, and then we'll kick it off.
Well, hi guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm happy to be on. I'm always happy to bless my presence on especially other Black creators platforms. So I'm Kayla Got the 411. I'm a media personality. I have a talk show where I have segments like What's the 411, where I cover entertainment posts. I also have a segment called What's Good. That's my favorite segment, where each week I pretty much take an artist, promote them, and interview them on Fridays so everyone can discover them. But the great part about it is that when I'm doing my What's the Reaction segment, people can actually discover their music. If I'm happen to do like a Bruno Mars reaction, they'll happen to discover an R&B artist that I had on my show. So it all flows together. And I have Whopping Wednesdays. That's more relationship, girl talk, bring other creators on. I have a lot of segments going on. So I'm looking forward to the future, and I'm happy to be on with you guys tonight.
If you need me on a relationship episode,
Don't do it.
I can make myself available.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
They call me the light-skinned young Kevin Samuels.
Is that what they say?
I need a male perspective, so I'll reach out there.
He doesn't have a male perspective. He has his perspective. Don't keep it.
Don't do it like that.
Well,
a nigga who I face I can't see, don't talk to me like that.
We all males, and we all have different perspectives. So
you are correct.
You know what I mean?
You are correct. You are correct.
Yeah.
Well, we hoping that you bring that Wednesday, you know, as we record tonight. You know what I'm saying? Bring that Wednesday relationship feel, because we're gonna kind of chop it up a little bit right now. Jeezy, what we talking about?
Listen, on some impromptu shit, we have to, you know, this is the perfect guest really, because she covers the 411. So let's talk about what happened with Derrick, the relationship guru.
And we're talking about Derrick Jaxn, right?
Derrick, whatever that nigga last name.
I don't even know what to call him, man.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get started though, I mean, I don't want to make an assumption because I didn't know who the guy was really.
Go ahead, Jen. Tell us what happened.
Can we talk about who this guy is? Because let's not assume everybody knows who he is.
Go ahead, Jen.
And then Kayla, back me up, man. Like we about to go into a gang fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go in.
Okay, why would you do that?
You know what I'm saying?
We're all adults.
But I'm gonna stay in the car. Go ahead.
You gonna stay in the car?
we heard about you leaving we heard about you leaving the basketball court when Gent was.
I want to get reinforcements. Ask him. I came right back.
He did come back. I told him that as well, and he came back with a game.
The numbers were not in our favor. When I came back, at all. We had a better chance. Trust me.
Thank you for coming back, though, bro.
He was already swole up by that point, but I hear you. But go ahead.
So here's the controversy, right? So this Derrick Jaxn guy, he's the author of about 7 books, self-proclaimed.
7 books?
Yeah.
I didn't know he wrote that many.
Is he a wealthy guy?
Well, he got some money because he got a lot of followers, therefore advertisement, therefore a lot of sponsorships.
And I believe he had a couple homes too, because he had a hole in one state, had a house.
We'll get to that. Though.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. So basically, again, author of 7 books. Self-proclaimed relationship guru, like Jeezy said, known for bringing, like bigging up women, right? And through this self-love movement. Like he really does big up women, right? And really trying to guide them by giving them some perspective on men. And many times I think he calls out men for not stepping up.
That's what he does.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, some men don't really take too kindly to, you know, his rhetoric, right? But he's also known for a little Duval feel too, because he's also said on many occasions that black men don't cheat, right? So, Kayla, tell me if I'm getting anything wrong so far, right? So,
yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. He tall, swole, intelligent, got his shit together. Many say he's handsome. He in touch with his emotions and shit. And he's been married to this chick, his wife, for 4 years. And basically he was discovered by cheating on her over these umpteen years with all types of bitches, all types of women. I mean, and I think he got a thing for the exotic.
I heard but I heard he was like cheating from day one. Like his wife had a baby, and like that a week after the honeymoon, this nigga had a hoe.
So he just
like
this was a money scheme for him. Him being this woman's advocate.
Nobody even knew he was married. I think somebody Lipstick Alley kind of like spilled the beans. That's normally where everybody spilled beans on Lipstick Alley. Mm-hmm. You know, they've been breaking tea in there for the longest. Nobody even knew he was married. He started putting her on books and stuff until like it was good for his image. Like nobody knew he was married. He was hiding her.
He was hiding her. I mean, a lot of men hide their chicks.
Do you think she was a part of the scheme, though, Kayla? Do you think she was a part of the scheme? Because I think she knew what it was.
Honestly, what I observed from her is that men like Derrick Jaxn, like they prey on women like her. They prey. I'm not gonna say she's weak because I used to watch Derrick Jaxn when I was insecure. You know, just letting a guy like cheat on me over and over again. But it's like eventually you got to see the light. So I think right now he knows exactly what he's doing. He picked her for a particular reason. I'm pretty sure she's seen those swole muscles. He chocolate. He looks like he's a lot of cologne.
Okay, so
they're not describing you as relaxed.
Kayla, I'm sorry. You
not describing.
Des always thinks that you may be talking about him right now.
No, that's not true. But I understand what they're saying.
You know what I mean? We get it, nigga.
I see it in the morning, so I understand it. I understand what you're saying. Okay, go ahead, Kay. I'm sorry.
So she probably wasn't like in awe. Like some women who are not used to getting attention from men, when like a nice looking man like that approach them, they're so fascinated. Yeah. So I feel like he chose her for a reason. Like men like that, like they prey on particular women. They observe them. They observe what they can get. It's like it's all a prey. Like it's almost like a prey. Like,
I think a lot of men. Go ahead, Des.
I was gonna say, isn't that nature though? Like, is that part of the man-woman relationship?
To prey on a weak woman? No.
I don't know. You know, I think that's a weak man's move. I think a weak man preys on a weak woman.
Come on.
I think in this case, he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too. So it would have been ideal for him to get an insecure woman. It would have been ideal for him to be with a woman who wasn't very confident, who was cute but wasn't too pretty. You know what I'm saying? Who had a nice body but wasn't wasn't a bad bitch. He got the most regular hoe in the world, and he knew that she would stay in line because she would be content as long as she had him. You know, as long as she was in his life on some level. And I think he did take advantage of her.
I disagree with that. I think a couple of things. I was like, I don't think any of the you mentioned necessarily make somebody insecure. A lot of people like Lizzo, people like, why is she so confident? Why she this? Why she that? Right? She should be self-confident. She should be self-conscious. Niggas should be able to get over easy on her. Like, so my point is that I think beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I do think that there's women that men that look for women like that. But my point is that everybody's got an angle, right? I mean, like some men like to get women who are subservient. That allows them to get away with more shit or do what they want to do, or they just feel like that's the woman's role. Does that make them a bad man because they like subservient women? Is my point, and I don't necessarily think it does.
So
I agree with that. If that was his intention, to me, he comes off as, man, I need a chick that's gonna be happy staying quiet, so that I can keep doing what I do, you know, in the streets. I mean,
I was okay with that because I've met guys that be like, "Are you submissive?" I'm like, "No, I'm very strong." He was like, "Oh, I don't think it's gonna work out." I was like, "I don't think it's gonna work out neither."
And that's cool.
You know, just
do you think you can be submissive and strong, Kayla? You don't think both things can be true?
Yeah, I think I'm a very strong woman because I'm independent. I'm a single mother. These are my bills. I take care of everything in this household, lights, internet, I pay for. But with the right man, I'll let a man be a man, but you gotta let me feel like I can trust you to give you that
It's
power.
always, that's it. It's the trust piece.
I have to trust you because I have a daughter.
Trust equals submission, man.
I would never trust any nigga. I won't trust any nigga if you got a daughter. Shit crazy out here.
Not like that because my daughter
No. I get what you mean.
My daughter ain't never met no man. Like guys be like, oh, let me meet. No, you're not meeting my daughter. I need to be able to know I can trust you. You can protect us, us, and like make sure like you're not gonna put us in danger. Have people knocking at my door trying to kill us.
For sure.
So I gotta be able to trust.
I mean, that's a strong prerequisite. That's not bad.
I think it takes, and we've talked about this before. I think it takes strength to be submissive. So, when you, for the sake of your example, if a man asks you if you're submissive, I think your answer should be yes, because you are still both independent and submissive, or strong and submissive. So
the answer should
I think
be
both
yes,
things can be
yes to the right man.
Well, it depends on what his definition of submissive is. It depends on what his definition of submissive is, right? Like there's that's a scale, right? Submissiveness is a scale, and there are chicks there are strong women who can be submissive in certain circumstances. Right. There are women who are submissive as a personality trait. That's kind of just who they are, and then there are women who are doormats. Right. Yeah. And even the submissive women look at those women, they're like, yo, pick yourself up, girl.
I know, right?
You know what I
mean? So, no, you're right. And I never thought about it in that way. And maybe this is alpha male shit. Maybe this is confident shit, but I prefer a woman that's strong and submissive when she should be. I definitely don't want a doormat, and I definitely don't want your normal personality trait to be just to submit to whoever or whomever,
you don't want that. You don't want that coming to America shit. You know what I'm saying? Bark like a dog on one leg. Of course and she's scarred for years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like yes man. I'm never like women that, oh, what do you want to eat, or what do you
whatever
want to do?
You
whatever
like.
you want to do.
Whatever you like.
That's not the one. No, we're not doing that.
What'd you say, Kayla?
Somebody that has an opinion, and even with me, like you're a man, like I want you to have an opinion too. So, what do you want to eat tonight? I know we done went out on a few dates. A few nights, like we eat what I want to eat. Like if you want to eat something, I know you want Mexican. I'll like look at it like that. We don't have to always do what I want to do. You want to go to a basketball game? I don't understand sports. I'll go with you. But we don't always have to do what I want to do. I'm open to doing what I want to do too. Yeah.
There's no way you're not single, Kayla. I mean, that's the right approach right there.
I'm single by choice.
You don't want a man then who can't make a decision.
Yeah, I just know my worth, so I ain't about to settle for me.
There you go.
How do you feel about men that can't make a decision, that aren't decisive in that way? Like, do you view them differently?
I'm indecisive, so that's why I'm very indecisive. My daughter will tell you, like, I'll go to one restaurant, I'll be like, I'm not feeling that. She'll be like, Mommy, like, can we eat now? I'm very indecisive.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So somebody who can like help me make a decision, we'll get that quicker.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I tell my son this all the time, that women will be indecisive on a regular, and they're going to look to you to make a decision. I told him it's not that you're always going to know what's right, and nigga, you will probably be wrong, but she wants you to be decisive, and she wants you to make a firm decision and go in with confidence and live with that result. So, it's funny you say that, because to me, that's a trait, and that we even have to teach, or a skill even for a man to be able to be decisive and confident with his actions, because hell, you got to help.
Being willing to be wrong is the thing, right? You hope you're right more than you're wrong, right? Like that's the goal, is to be right more than you're right. But the willingness to pull the trigger, so to speak, the willingness to make a call, that's the definition of being boss. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Let me ask you this, Kayla. Go ahead, Diz, my bad.
No, I was just going to say, and that's why, when it comes to the workplace, right? Sometimes people say, man, the frontline associates are really doing all the work. They're the one pushing the paper. They're the one doing all the stuff, right? You got some dude in the ivory tower in a big office with a bunch of shit he don't need in there making all the money, right? But part of that thing is, if that person on the front line makes a bad decision, right, you can kind of fix it, right? When that guy makes a bad decision, the company folds. Right. Yeah. And so he's got to be that guy that's willing to make the tough calls if it means cutting 30 people, if it means expanding here. And so I think just in men in general, man, that's an important trait to have. You know what I mean? To your point.
And to your point, and that's what I want to ask Kayla, would you hold it against a man if you're indecisive and he says, all right, let's go here, and it turns out to maybe be the wrong decision, or a restaurant that we end up hating the food? You know what I mean?
No, I don't be nagging like stuff like that. I try to make the best out of it. Like, like, you don't like your food? You like, I don't like your food. I'm like, we can come in this moment. I'm big on reviews.
It works out, right?
Review on the way home, because I'm real big on reviews. The food is horrible. Waitress is ghetto. Don't know how to treat. And at the end of the night, I don't be picking over little stuff like that. Stuff like that is like, ladies, sometimes like we just really be like, chill out, it's not that serious, girl. Like, at least y'all ate. At least he took you somewhere. Like, he could have like hid your ass at home.
Oh my God.
Let me just say
I wish I could have hugged you through the goddamn computer.
Women don't think like that, Kayla. I'm gonna be real honest, man. Like, I mean, you're a rarity in what you're saying and your ideology and the way you think about this shit. Yeah, it ain't standard.
Yeah, and I've been on a date where, you know, it was the restaurant had good reviews, but that day the AC was broken, right? So instead of us embracing the moment, and the worst part is I said, hey, do you want to leave? And she's like, all right, let's get out of here. So we're going to leave, and the attendant up front, she said she apologizes and begs us to stay, tells us you can go in this back room where it's a little cooler. And I said, hey, if you want to go, let's go. And she was like, no, all right, we'll stay. And then we stayed only for her to complain about the shit the whole night. You know what I mean? So hearing you say that is such a blessing, because it's like, I don't get it. I gave you the option. You said, let's stay, and then you complain about it, you know?
Well, you know,
it's not their fault. Like, it's not the restaurant fault. I'm sure they ain't coming to work like the AC was gonna break. They still gotta make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn sure wasn't my fault, and I felt like she treated like we was, you know.
I feel like that's sticking with you. I think it's stick with you, boy. But
yeah, because you want your girl to have chill, you know.
Yeah, I know Des made this mention about the ivory tower, and I think going back to this Derrick situation, I think the whole issue, Kayla, is expectation. People feel like he's in his ivory tower, spewing all this healthy relationship rhetoric, and now women look at this man as the standard of a good catch. You know, all the things that I told you he is, and then all of a sudden he doing this. Do you feel like that is the main reason for the controversy, or what do you think is the main reason for the controversy?
I think the main reason for the controversy is that he kind of preyed on like lonely, single, hurt women. Like, you know, making women think that, okay, well, if your man didn't take out the trash today, like he just this horrible guy. Now, ain't nothing wrong with your man. He just forgot to take the trash out. Like, he don't like washing dishes, like little things. And sometimes when women are hurt, they just want to hear like somebody like make them feel good about themselves. So that's why he did those videos, swole with those tight shirts. It's like, it's to bring women in, particular women, not all women. I started watching him a long time ago because I just saw like that.
You saw through him?
Angle. So yeah, I saw through the angle. Like, why do you have to be in your car? It's so crazy because the fact that he was in the car at the side chick house giving y'all inspiration videos and y'all still support.
Yeah, we didn't know.
That's a lot right there, dog.
We didn't know. We didn't know.
I mean, and he literally, Jeezy and Des, dog, he literally has exotic flavor, dog, because it was a Dominican, someone from Guyana, Portuguese, all these different flavors. This man went all the way through Baskin Robbins, dog. And he constantly was fucking with all of them. And the fact he was able to put on with so many, number one, we should be applauding him for his unique, ability to prioritize and juggle many tasks at one time. He would get a good job somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
Good boss, good CEO.
Yeah. But the fact that he did it, and I feel honestly like when people have an expectation of someone and somehow that person or something comes out that fucks with how they see that person and what this golden boy was supposed to stand for, all that shit, that whole ivory tower shit comes falling down. And I think that's why people are hot and bothered. But what I did find out is why he started this whole shit, Jeezy. So he started this whole business, the books, all of this. It started off with some videos. This goes back when he was blogging in around 2012. And he was talking about hard lessons. Yeah, exactly. He was talking about hard lessons in love, shortly after breaking up with his college sweetheart, and has since turned his lessons into a viral movement. This was a trauma, bruh. This nigga had a trauma from
a place of pain.
From a place of pain, dog. And I don't even know how he looked back in the day. I don't know if he was one of them skinny niggas that got swole. Those are the worst niggas. I'll tell you that right now. But I feel like he had a trauma when someone really hurt him bad, dog. And he's telling everyone because he has a talent, he has a gift, dog. He can speak to women on a certain level, right? But he, in the same breath, dog, that trauma manifested in a way where he was saying, I'm not gonna be hurt by no other bitches, dog. I'm gonna get bitches. That's how it came off to me. Like, and I might be making excuses for the nigga because he was hurt, but I feel like he never left 2012 or whatever when he got fucked over. Like, that's my feel. Kayla, what you think?
I honestly think that it's making money. Like, I think that when he first put out that video talking to women and saw the response, he was like, wow, like they really believe me.
Oh yeah, women eat that shit up.
Let me do it again. Let me do it again. And now women start pouring, like they buying his books, his conferences, going to meet him. Like, he's making a killing. So if something works for you, you're not gonna stop doing it. But that's why I think we as women, we need to start looking at these life coaches and these therapists and these preachers to try to give you guidance. Like, look at guidance on yourself. Take some time to yourself. Stop dating. If you know you need to work on yourself, like, stop dating. Get to know yourself, because you cannot put all your trust and beliefs into these life coaches, law doctors, because half of them ain't shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's, and Des, I'm gonna put this question to you, but sometimes I feel like if people kept it more real, to me, I wouldn't say don't listen to anyone. I think listen to people that's gonna fucking keep it real, right? Mm-hmm. And if he had said, this chick fucked me over, and now I feel like I'm a different type of nigga, and I'm gonna get to you before you get to me, and because of that pain, and he's talking about how to get out of that pain. That's a different story than saying, like, I walk on water with women. I'm the epitome of the most faithful, emotionally.
But he never really sold you on that. We assume that.
I think
people assume that. I don't think he ever said one way or another what he was doing. His advice was always from that third party standpoint, like, this is what you should do, but not. I don't think he was epitomizing what he was actually expressing. Even I remember hearing of several videos of his and feeling some type of way, and like, boy, this nigga just gonna talk to me like that about how I should handle shit, huh? That's what we doing, huh? So, and I took it as he never said one thing that was wrong. If you listen to most of his messages, he gave sound advice. He said shit that was true, that men don't do, and things that if we did, it would make better for our relationships or make for healthier relationships. I don't know if he sold a lie. He just wasn't living what he was selling. But I don't think he sold a lie per se. I did find it funny when it all came out, because I said to myself, oh, when I first heard the nigga say this, I knew he had a hoe on the side. I knew he was fucking another hoe, because pussy. You know what I mean? I just know how the world go for me to fall into that. This swole nigga, you know what I'm saying, using this platform, like just doing this thing. I knew pussy was coming his way. It take a strong nigga to put himself in that position and then turn down that amount of pussy. I know it was being thrown, because if you're a single woman and this nigga's saying all this stuff, if I was a hoe, I'd be trying to fuck him too. Like, this nigga wants to treat me the way I've always wanted to be treated. So I know that was working for him to get him action on the side. So I never ever bought it as him actually living it. I just thought he was giving sign. That's why I never cared to even find out if this nigga was married or in a relationship, thus being qualified to give me that advice. I just assumed this nigga was getting hoes anyways. He just know how to treat women, and that's why he's telling us these things. So I'm not mad at it.
Like, I ain't mad at it either. But I will say that I find it interesting that all these chicks came out. Like,
that's what I'm concerned about.
So how that happened, Kayla? Did they have a side hoe convention and they met together and the delegation made a decision? What do you think happened in that situation?
I honestly think, I know Tasha K is he's been like, I think the problem with him is that he's been so critical of other people's situations. Like nobody's perfect. So anytime other people slip up and have situations, he always want to jump in that car and speak on it. So of course you put yourself in a vulnerable position where people like, nah, this nigga can't be perfect. So I think that a lot of these bloggers and other people reaching out to his side chicks, I'm just wondering like what made them speak so quickly. Like when you want to talk to him first, and I know one of the girls, she said she didn't even know who he was, which a lot of people don't know who Derrick Jaxn is, which that makes sense. So I think she probably was a little shocked, but the other one, somebody had to know who he was.
Yeah.
Well, how do you, boy, he played it right if they didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, one of the she met him at the mall. She said she was at the mall and that's how they met. That's the one that he films his videos at her house. She has like an art in her house. That's where he films a lot of his videos at her house. She said she just met him at the mall. So
niggas still get bitches at the mall, Jeezy.
Yeah, I mean, you surprised at that?
Yeah, I'm just taking it back to my days, boy, when you used to pick a chick up at the mall, man. It's been a long time since then, man.
Yeah, that's still possible, buddy. That's still happening. And that's crazy, though. I'm not really, again, shocked at any of this, Daz. How about you?
Typical. I mean, there's nothing new about this. And as far as people not knowing who he is, I think it's very easy. I still don't know who he is. Like I never heard of the dude before. I haven't I don't know anything about him other than what y'all telling me on this podcast. The second thing is, this ain't no different than motherfuckers peddling some shit. Peddling advice, peddling snake oil, peddling fucking bean pie. He's at the barbershop. It's just a hustle. And I think anybody that falls for these hustles deserves it. I mean, if you gonna take advice from some nigga you never met to tell you about a nigga you live with, you already lost. You already lost. So I think the uproar around this is crazy. I don't think this dude should be canceled. I think he should be fucking, his skills should be used for good, because if he got all these fucking people to listen to his ass and make life decisions in their real life because of some nigga told him, then shame on you. Shame on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get no sympathy over here, and I ain't gonna have no problem with no nigga who was out here hustling and motherfuckers bought the hustle game. You know what I mean?
I say give him a talk show and I'd watch it.
Hey man, all Steve Harvey do is do it with a suit. Yeah, Steve Harvey be out here telling all this shit, and that nigga done cheated on his ex-wife.
And he done been married like 4 times, nigga. Come on. Nigga done been married 4 times.
Niggas out here buying Steve Harvey books.
But somehow he
don't know nothing more than we know. He don't know nothing more than we know.
I'm trying to figure out how he's forgiven every time. So, Kayla, what's the difference between Steve Harvey and Homeboy right now? None or some?
He didn't make us laugh before.
Kind of like, he wasn't so critical of like other people's relationship, like his peers. I think that Derrick Jaxn kind of was just like quick to like anytime like a brother messed up or anything, like he jump on that video in his car. So I think Steve Harvey, he just made a book, you know, funny dude.
Game away for $20. Yeah, we know.
$20 times 10 million, nigga. I can't be mad at them numbers. I might have snitched too.
No one ever like a nigga that go and tell that anyway, dog. And that's probably what it is. It leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. But can we go into the video though, Kayla? And what did you think about the video when you first saw it?
Well, it felt like it definitely wasn't planned. That was not a planned video. Okay. I can tell about her attire.
She had the bonnet that she was wearing?
Well, it wasn't a bonnet. It's one of those, every black woman got one of those black hats where it's like, you can't wear your bonnet out the door, but you can wear that little black, like
like a dread cap almost. Yeah.
Everybody got one. So, I mean,
it's a bad look.
You can wash your face. So it looked like he was like, baby, come downstairs and get on this video. And she was like, he came downstairs. The way he was holding her hand so tight, I didn't really like that. It didn't look comforting to me. It looked like, sit your ass here.
Or I'm going to slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That could be it too.
Her eyes was all over the place. I don't know what was going on with her eyes, but she I don't know. It was very get outish, but I mean,
not get out.
Everybody can pray for her. Like, no, she needs to pray for herself. Like, you can pray for people as much as you want to until she want to leave. She gonna stay there and deal with it. So, take your prayers.
That's fast. You got something to say to that, Des?
Nope, she said it all.
No, that's dead ass.
I wish her the best, but it's like it's other people out here that's like, you know, I'm not gonna say it's not easy to leave. You can leave, but like, it just seems like she's okay with it. I mean, she got.
And I believe they have kids too, right? They got kids and all.
Oh, he got a kid.
He don't have kids. I thought he said he had kids with the wife. No, he never had kids. Maybe I misheard that then. I just found it most interesting that he was cheating with these hoes like a week after his honeymoon. When I found that out, I was like, dang, that nigga couldn't even wait a month.
Is that really
a
shocking?
week?
Like, come on, Jeezy. Just what we niggas we know and men, is that really shocking? He fucked the bitch before he went to the before he went away to the wedding.
You right.
God dang, boy, that's tough though.
You know, when you put it like that, niggas really ain't shit. But I'm over here. I'm certain I've experienced too much to feel bad because I know hoes ain't shit. But yes, that's horrible. That's definitely horrible. Like that's no excuse right there. It's crazy, man.
You know what's
fuck 3 bitches in the same day. I mean, like we know niggas that did that too.
Oh yeah.
Nigga, it's okay. It was me. It's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind that knowledge being shared. Yes, nigga. 3 in the same day.
Dirty
morning, noon, and night, nigga. You know, matter of fact, it was afternoon and 2 nights, nigga. It was a long night.
Okay. You ain't watched off, did you? Did you wash off?
No, why you taking it too far? Why you want to put all that out there?
Did you wash out? Did you wash up?
I washed up. I never washed off.
I don't even know what that means, though. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
We're getting off subject. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Off subject.
We'll talk about it later. You know what? So, Kayla, the fucked up part, that shit is hilarious. The fucked up part, the chick got a lot of flack, to your point, about her demeanor, her attire. They even went as far as saying, I can see why he cheated on that bitch. Nigga.
Yeah,
I know a nigga said it.
I don't like stuff like that.
Exactly. Like she playing. What do you think?
Brianna, Beyonce, a lot of bad bitches out here getting cheated on. So don't think that just because you're a bad bitch, you can't get cheated on.
That's
like
facts.
Good pussy and being pretty will not stop a nigga from cheating on you. You think that you're gonna be rightly disappointed, sis. Like don't do that.
Man, they don't want the truth. Kev, they don't want the truth. Don't give it to them like that. They don't want it.
It's like
they don't want it.
I don't be cheated on. It's like y'all need to really come on now.
Taylor, you about to be one of the boys if you keep talking like this.
Listen, let me tell you something. Being the baddest bitch will not keep you from getting cheated on. She ain't never said that, but that's not a lie.
No.
It's true. Like literally, when we found out Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, it was like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
What they say?
And an ugly nigga too. Come on, Jay.
Listen, look, what they say? You show me a woman, I'll show you a nigga that don't want her. Or I'll show you a nigga that cheated on her. They don't care how bad
she a nigga
is.
that's tired of fucking her. I think the same was show me a bad bitch, and I'll tell you, nigga, exactly. You know what I mean? So no, you're right about that. No one's really exempt to it. You know. At the same time,
when you get cheated on, like how you have it, gonna stay or you gonna go?
Niggas will cheat with a bitch that's not as bad as the bitch they got.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Like, that's the crazy part.
And then cry when he lose the bad bitch that he had.
I know. It make no
genuinely sad too, Daz. Genuinely sad.
You're right.
Nigga.
You're right.
You know, that shit weird. And that goes to show you, and that's a totally thing off subject, and we talk about this all the time about monogamy and, you know, are we meant to be? Because it's so animalistic for a man, and we can fuck a hoe and care nothing about her and genuinely love the woman we have and wouldn't go right, never do anything to hurt her as I slide out the pussy. You know what I mean? So it's really fucked up, you know?
That shit's crazy, man. So I want to understand, maybe going back to you, Kayla, she got a lot of backlash for committing to stay right now, right? And so what is your take on women that have to make that decision? Like, should she be judged for staying if she sees something redeeming, or is there a requirement for her? She's not a real woman unless she leaves.
I think many of the best of us, because I know I talked about this on my show, my last like serious relationship, he cheated on me like the whole 4 years, and I kept like, he'll cry, I'll take him back, he'll cry, and then I'm sorry, and do it again, and then I look back like, what the fuck was wrong with me? But sometimes I feel like we as women, we so judgmental of each other. It's like, you really believe in nigga when he start crying and begging, and sometimes you got money, he buying you, he doing all types of things to win you. So I don't think it's right for us to judge her. But I believe, I know some people don't like when I say this, but like, you only got one time to do me wrong, we done. I don't get no second chances. You're not gonna get a chance to make a fool of me. That's just what I learned from my lesson. Like, second, third, fourth chances, no, you be with somebody for 20 years still giving them chances. Like, you do me over one time, God
tell me about it.
Is that that a more recent thing? Because a more recent thing, what I would say is not that that's necessarily wrong, but what I would say, people out here, most people don't know this, but really knew how many times their mama forgave their daddy. Straight up, I'm dead ass. Like it's people out here. Like my daddy was the best daddy ever. Yeah, he was a shitty husband. Yeah, you don't know that part because your mama got some goddamn sense and she kept that away from you.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. If everybody out here who mama caught their daddy cheating one time, the mama left or the daddy left, there's a lot more broken homes out here.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about your grandmama and your granddaddy. Look,
especially your grandmama.
They were doing this back in the day. They just hung through it. I ain't saying it's right. What I'm saying is, you know
what I find funny though, a lot of those relationships end up becoming very happy relationships.
It's
you know
strange.
what I mean? And they stand the test of time 40, 50 years later. Yeah, I fucked a hoe 20 years ago, but for the last 20 years, that nigga been a great husband. Forget and it negates the fact that he was a shitty husband for the first 25 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I've heard a woman say that, like, I'm not gonna lose a good man because he can't control his dick, you know? And a lot of niggas cheat, and we do not care about the hoe. Like most times, and you could disagree with me on this, Kayla, so please chime in. I think most times men cheat out of either convenience or because they are lacking something. Now, and that's just it, you know? I don't think there are men that cheat because they just ain't shit.
It's sport for them.
That girl bad as shit. She do anything for him. You know what I'm saying? She might have sucked him off this morning, but that nigga at the club and he trying to fuck this hoe. Like some niggas just ain't shit generally. And it's hard as a woman to realize who that nigga is because that nigga would disguise it. Yeah, you probably got that nigga right now. He on your couch right now, nigga, eating Cheetos, nigga. But he disguised so well, you know what I mean? A wolf in sheep's clothing. I always talk about that nigga, so you don't notice it.
It's like you get one bad bitch, like in their mind, like I can get another. It's like they can't stop. There's normally those guys like grew up that couldn't get a girl, so when they finally like maybe grow into their looks in college, and get a little money, it's like dang, like I can. They try to make up for all the time.
That's a good point, Kayla.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's why I feel like the nigga was skinny. That's why I feel like that though. We got to get a picture in '98 and see where he goes.
But I'm not even really and see, I'm not mad at that nigga. I'm mad for that. I'm mad at him for getting into a committed relationship knowing he wants to do that. You know, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I ain't really get it in like I wanted to, but now I'm straight. I'm gonna get this pussy.
Yeah,
but
nigga,
don't get in a relationship.
Kayla made a good point. Maybe he did this as a business transaction, right? So this will solidify my brand. In a sense, this will solidify my following and so forth. Maybe he's looking at it as nothing more than that. Whether she's in it or not, I don't know. But I tell you, when all the noise came back about how plain she was looking, and that's probably why she got cheated on. This nigga out here fine as shit, and then you know he got this old trailer ass.
Were women saying that? Were women saying
women
that?
were saying that.
Boy, women
were saying that. And Kayla, you know how women can be sometimes. You know, women can tear down other women all the time. That's why we had this whole situation. Go ahead.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I missed something right here. But you hear women talking about fix her crown and all that type of stuff because what are some of the trends was women would tear down other women, and as unfair as it was happening. So women were coming at this girl for looking plain and blaming her for his transgression, which was completely unfair. And then what you see later is she out here posting pictures of her dressed up to the T now, with her hair fixed up, with a little makeup. Was that necessary? Do you feel like that was a necessary move for her?
I think all this, sometimes this black girl magic shit is so fake. Like, y'all hold it. Like, don't get me started. They always talking about black girl magic, like, that's not black girl magic to be talking about somebody's look. Now, look, I seen through that, right? I can tell that video was rushed, but it's not my job to talk about anybody's looks because nobody, a lot of you take off that makeup on some of y'all, everybody ain't a bad bitch 24/7. You may be a good bitch on a good day. So it's like, don't talk about her looks, because sometimes people be having like things going on in the childhood. Like you never know. You wake up the next day, that lady done slit her throat. Now how you gonna feel? Because you was bullying her by her looks. So I'm pretty sure she just trying to like, they hurt her feelings. I'm pretty sure it hurt her feelings. So she wanted to put her makeup on now to show y'all like I can get cute. When it shouldn't be that.
Yeah. To be fair though, and I agree with everything you said. To be fair though, she should have never got on that video looking slack. You know America, you know the world, you know what was happening. Come on, man. That's like saying you internet go on TV. Yeah, you got to go on TV and you know it. You know what I mean?
You shouldn't have let her get on that camera like that.
And while I can agree with you on that, you have to state the fact that she's a grown woman, and she could have said, "Hold on, nigga, not yet. I'm not ready. No, I'm not doing it." You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if there's any abusive relationship, and I don't want to make something up that's not. Yeah. But unless that's happening, she had to say and say, "Hey, nah, I'm not looking right, and we're not doing this video today. God damn it! Tomorrow I'm gonna get my hair done, and we're gonna do it right."
Like she thought she looked good. Maybe she thought she looked good.
She was wrong. Somebody told her wrong, girl.
That's probably how everyday looks. You know, we in quarantine now. You know, but he was looking good though. He had his shirt on. His shirt.
Nigga, that's what I'm saying. This is a superficial country. She knew it. She could have, no way she could have said, this nigga like he just got a tape and shit, and he got a goddamn new fresh shirt, and I'm over here looking like this, and we're gonna shoot the video. No, like, where's your self-respect, your pride, I should say.
Where your eyeliner at? Where your lashes at? You know,
not even that. I don't think she had to go full on, but she could have had her hair done and look right. That's all I'm saying. She looked like she was at the house.
Nice little bun or some braids or something, you know.
Yeah, or a quick lace front or something. I don't know.
Lace front. What is that?
Don't do that, Des.
You got we got a lot. Know what that is. We got a lot to teach. So the last part, Kayla, I want to talk about. I want to talk about this man, Derrick, then going a step further, right? And then he makes a video as an interview, almost explaining himself in the interview. I don't know if you've seen this one.
Come on, when he was talking in third person?
When he was talking in third person about himself, and he's critiquing the video that he made himself, right? This is how confusing it is. And he's saying, I can see how y'all could see, you know, how it seemed rushed, or it seemed forced, or it seemed like this, because I can only think that Derrick was probably thinking this, right? And I'm like, is this motherfucking crazy?
I'm glad I didn't see that shit. I'm glad I didn't see that shit. That's the craziest thing I ever heard, dog.
He likes that attention. That's the worst thing. Yeah. Like, when I know people like attention, I'll pay you dust. So that's why I did one video and I kept it going. Like, he likes it too. So the more everybody talking about him, the sharing and the celebrities,
it's the worst.
He loves it. He loves it.
It's not actually hurting him. Probably he's probably all right.
I don't think anyone's buying shit right now, but I think he's getting the attention.
I would have never bought his shit anyway, nigga. I could have came up with his shit by myself, but you know, each their own, dog.
So, do you think he's a narcissist, Kayla? Because you talking about who he is. Now he's talking in third person about himself. That's some real wild shit. What do you think?
He definitely is. I think the worst kind like that are the ones that don't realize they are. Like, if you know you won, you own it, that's cool. But when you're one and everybody sees the signs, but you don't know you won, they're gonna do damage in life.
God dang. I think it was some wild shit, man. I think it was some real wild shit. So I'm gonna close the book on this nigga because, again, to your point, we're not gonna give this man another second of attention, right? That he already got. But since we're talking about people who kind of, you know, had these expectations and showed up, it's supposed to be assumed to be a certain way, and then now we've gotten some type of media around them not being that certain way. I want to flip the switch over to Kirk Franklin, if you don't mind, Jeezy.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
So the whole thing with Kirk is he got a son named, I think it's Kirian or something like that. He leaked an Instagram of Kirk cussing his ass off, going in on his son, right? And so, and we don't have all the context of the video, but he really just wanted to show the world this how this Christian motherfucker is actually going in on me, right? And so he comes in and says, you need to get your skinny ass out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass with your po ass. You know what I'm saying?
That was what Kirk said?
That's what Kirk said. It's all right, though, you know? And then Kyrian interrupted by saying, I dare you, shut the fuck up. And then Kirk said, boy, I'll break your fucking neck, nigga. Don't you ever disrespect me.
Dog, Kirk said all this?
That's what Kirk said before hanging up, of course. You know what I'm saying? But
damn, Kirk.
The point and the problem is, now he's known as a renowned gospel singer, and you know, by default, this dude is held to another standard. And he's supposed to be one of the direct employees of God and shit, and must
not God and shit.
How you threw and shit in that sentence, man?
I know.
We were raised better than that, man. Tighten up, man.
Right.
Tighten up, Gent.
Let me turn it back.
Wow.
Please.
But I will say that they feel like he has to live perpetually in church. You know what I'm saying? He has to uphold all the Christian values at the same time. And to be honest with you, I think there's a bunch of freaking bullshit. If you've ever been a parent and your kid came at you anyway, it can make you lose your motherfucking salvation. Are you kidding me? Right. And we supposed to judge this man because he had a moment? They judging the hell out of him.
I honestly, if I'm to be honest, I'm disappointed.
For real?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because my kids, they're all the time. I can be in a very chill vibe, you know, and y'all know me, nigga. I stay hot. And it's Saturday and my kids go left, I could snap off, you know what I mean? And talk to them. You would have thought they were a grown stranger the way I was talking to them. But guess what? I never made a living in a platform, you know, glorifying God and living right. So again, you know what I mean? So while that is what I'm striving for, it's not what I'm representing publicly. So you when you put yourself on that pedestal like Kirk has, because remember now, 5-10 years ago, Kirk Franklin came out and said he had a porn addiction. I understood the nigga immediately. Kirk, guess what? I got one too, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I already knew what that was. So now for me to hear this, I'm saying, damn, Kirk Franklin addicted to porn. He cussing his jits out. This nigga like me, goddammit. Apparently you ain't really living that life that I thought you was living. And I need niggas like him to be living the truth because it gives me something to strive for. So I know, hey, man, I can live that way too. But now knowing this, I'm like, damn, nigga, should I just give up and go to hell? Like, come on, Kirk. You know, and I'm exaggerating, obviously, but it was a little disappointing because, nigga, again, I wouldn't have been mad if curse. You know, our grandma used to curse.
Her favorite word was shit.
Was shit, you know?
Shit tree.
You would have never.
It didn't matter what it was.
But she would have never said, fuck this, up your ass, that. Like, God, no, not Etta. You know what I mean? Because she was in the church, she was sanctified. So if Kirk would have said, stop that shit, nobody would even be talking about this.
Listen, Grandma was talking about inflicting all types of pain, nigga. Grandma would say, if I ever hit you, nigga, you would stay hit till next week. Nigga.
And you know Jamaican, so their delivery wasn't.
The same shit, nigga.
Their delivery wasn't her delivery. You know, Pato, it wasn't nearly as belligerent. And if shit was the only curse word, you didn't do that back. Get the hell out of here, man. Kirk went in, dog. Kirk talked like a nigga who been dealing drugs his whole life, living in the streets.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Sure. Hey, Dad,
did he call him a pussy ass nigga? He might have. That's how hard he went in.
Pussy ass nigga, dog. You can't even come back from that. I don't even want to hear another gospel song, Kirk. Pussy ass nigga.
He's tired. Like, it seemed like he just, you know, they've been going to therapy years. They've been going through. It seemed like he just tired of that nigga. Well, like, that's his son, but it seemed like he just tired of him. He just snapped.
He been going through it.
Right. But my thing is, my understanding was that his daughter chimed in on the side of her father, and basically said, now correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it was on the side of her brother, but I think she said something to the effect that, like, geez, right? Because my understanding, I don't know the details, but that there is something between, what I understand is the son feels like Kirk owes him something or some more or something. And I think Kirk's daughter was kind of like, bruh, you had a great upbringing. You had a great safe household. You went to great schools. So you mad because daddy not still giving you shit, basically? Yeah. Like, you got to, and keep in mind, this nigga's 30 years old. We talking like he's 17.
32, dog.
32 years
that nigga old. Yeah.
32 years old.
He at his daddy house, to be
He was
honest.
in high school right after I graduated. You feel me? Like that's how you old. I'm joking, but my point is that we're not talking about no 17-year-old kid where you like, God damn, this another man. And let me tell you something. My son is 13 now, right? And I still talk. I talk to the nigga like the world gonna talk to him, right? But there's still certain things I'm not going to.
I like that way.
We together because he's a kid. At 32 years old, and I want to be very clear about this. If my 32-year-old son ever disrespects me, he gonna get the mouth the niggas at the court get. He gonna get the mouth that other grown-ass men get. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's my son. Oh, he's young. No, 32? You don't even get the young man respect. You get this old nigga tongue. You know what I'm saying? Pause. So, I mean, I get it. I feel what Jeezy's saying. With all that said, I'm so happy you said it. I was straight up disappointed. I was like, damn, not Kirk too. I mean, Kirk talked to that man like a nigga, right?
Like a nigga, dog. A dirty nigga in the streets, nigga.
And I just would have thought Kirk would have said, you know what? You want a place right now? And I'm not going. He would have said something where I would have been like,
that nigga calm, boy. That nigga. No, I wouldn't even have been mad if he said, you know what, nigga, get out of my house with that shit. If he'd have said that alone, like, dog, I can live with nigga and shit, dog. Yeah. But fucking this and fucking that, like, really, Kirk? That's what God said in Romans, huh? That's what we doing. Like, you know.
Kayla, what do you think about this?
Talking like that, he probably we walking around the house with like, these niggas are here. That's probably how he talking.
Thank you, Caleb. You're right. That didn't sound like a nigga who hadn't cursed in 5 years. That sounded like a nigga who in practice. He cursed 10 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you a question real quick. Can you? So my point is this: Can't you be something and of Christ? And what I mean by that is, can't be like, man, these niggas out here ain't shit. But he understands the importance it has to push God's word, right? And it's a constant battle between what God's word says and what he deals with as a man. You see what I'm saying?
Undoubtedly, I think that's even the whole sell on salvation. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. You know, God used murderers, adulterers, etc., etc. So it's not about being perfect, it's about striving for perfection. So from that perspective, yeah. And I don't even want to come off like I'm judging him. So if it seemed like that, you know, I pride myself on not judging people. I just, again, disappointed because I was hoping he was living better than me so that, you know, Jeezy, I could have hope.
Let's put it into context. What happened if this dude is living his life pretty good most days of the year, bruh? He got, to Kayla's point, he got pushed to the edge, man. Yeah. He had a moment where we all falling short of the glory of God. We sinned, nigga, and he went in. He took all year's niggas and put it into one sentence. You know what I'm saying?
The nigga, you people who don't curse often, you can hear when they curse.
He wasn't always a Christian, nigga. This nigga made.
No, but that nigga been Christian. This nigga been making gospel CDs, nigga, for 30.
Club, nigga.
No, for 30 years, 3 decades, this nigga been making gospel. You mean to tell me the nigga never left after 30 years of salvation? Boy, that don't give me much hope. Then that don't give me much hope. But I hear you though. He is a man, and we're human, and you know, can't really be mad at him. You know?
Kayla, any final thoughts on him?
Well, I look at the situation like this, like at least he tried to have a relationship with his son. He could have easily changed his number, so I ain't talking to this nigga no more. Like he don't have to, like, let's be real. The man is grown. He don't have to talk to you no more. Like, job is done. Right. But he's still, you full in your 30s, trying to build a relationship with you. Trying going to therapy, like paying for therapy just to try to make our relationship better. So I look at it like that because there's a lot of parents out here be like, the hell with you, like I don't want to talk to you no more. So he's trying. So it just seems like he's just tired of dealing with it. What I said on my show is like, y'all can't get along. Kirk, you are not an older man. I mean, younger man. Look at it. Don't even let that shit stress you. Even his son, like if you feel like your dad is not giving you what you need, then go start your own family. Be a better father to your kids than you think Kirk would be. Why y'all like? If it's not working out, then you can separate. You don't have to be in somebody's life to love them.
I agree.
That's a good way of thinking about it. Like, I'm on the other side. I honestly feel like, yeah, I can easily forgive him because although I may not be Kirk Franklin or have his same drive, you know, for Christian excellence, nigga, it doesn't mean that at the end of the day that this man is not human, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I just feel like he had a very human moment, bro. And I'm okay with that because a lot of us have had those moments. And I know we hold him to a standard, but in the same breath, I'm sitting here like, okay, maybe it's because it's Christianity and religion, but people is holding Derrick to a dang standard. And I feel like we can't sit here and forgive one and then not forget the other nigga. Like, it's just, to me, that's just not fair, you know? So,
and he didn't know. If he would have known, he would have did different. I think, you know, when you're in the public eye, but that just comes with it. You know, you make millions of dollars from being in the public eye. You got to take the L and you got to do right, you know?
You know what? I will say this. I liked what Kirk's rebuttal was to kind of some of the backlash or some of the attention he was getting around this.
What did he say?
He basically, and I'm paraphrasing it because I don't remember it verbatim, but he basically said, this is an ongoing thing between myself and my family or myself and my son. And that I probably reacted in a way that I'm not proud of. And I would, you know, hope in the future I would react differently. But I would ask that you guys respect the privacy and the sensitive nature of this kind of family issue and allow us to work through this and pray for me.
I love it.
And you know what I like about that? He didn't straight up be like, oh, I shouldn't have cussed. What he said was, I would hope in the future that I know I could have approached it. And I like that because what he's basically saying is, I said what I said.
Yeah.
Right, in my family, and y'all need to back the fuck up. But pray for me because I can always approach this better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that he almost said he should have approached it better. It sounds like to me.
Right.
Yeah. And I love that. To me, that's an excellent rebuttal and just, you know, the truth, man. Like, we all mishandle things. How many times have we mishandled things and 10 seconds later, like, shit, I wish I
apologize to my kids. My parents would never apologize to me, but I got on my kids, dog, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I was wrong for that. Or like, that wasn't the right approach. And they respect that. It's not weakness. Say what?
I accuse my daughter of stuff like, girl, you made me such and such. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry. You know my
and the kids respect you. Dog, I never would have got that. Nigga, come on, wrong. But dog, the kids appreciate it. You know, and I do the same thing with the kids too, and they love it when you can just humble yourself. And I say you should be able to humble yourself and apologize when you're wrong to anyone.
It ups your credibility with them 100% because they're like, yo, like, I know when my dad is wrong, he'll say he's wrong. So when he say he ain't, he believe that shit.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
And I feel
like ain't easy.
And I feel to that point, Des, like the way Kirk said it was that approach was the right approach.
Yeah.
The way Derrick went and did that shit, and then after that came back on and did a third person interview of his own goddamn self.
Yeah, he should have just owned this shit.
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it, bruh. Like,
no, you know the worst thing about a relationship, dealing with someone. Yeah, he is dealing with somebody who won't own their shit. Oh my god, dog. Yeah. Maybe it's one of the worst traits to have in a relationship, being unable to own it, not holding yourself accountable. Because man, you're just gonna be in denial forever. We're just gonna pretend like you ain't just fuck up. You know what I mean? I can't handle that person, dog. I can't.
Know what we do? Which I think is just I think it's a man thing. We do it as friends, but we're all men, right? And I think we're other adults, you know, well-rounded adults do this, but like we'll straight up be like, oh shit, you're right. Like I was wrong about that. Oh man, I thought I knew, I didn't know. Like the ego isn't so much where like nobody can be wrong. We say shit, you'll be like, do you right? Sometimes like, damn, Jeezy, you know what? You right, my dog.
All the time.
You know what I mean?
All the time. And it makes it easy and it makes relationships smoother. I don't understand the people that approach it differently and think there's somehow things are going to be okay. Own your shit. Right. Own your shit. Because we all.
It's not a sign of weakness.
It's actually a sign of strength, just 100%. Like submission, in my opinion. 100%. You know. Sure.
Good tie back, Jesus. Good tie back.
Yeah, well, he caught me with that on the back end, though.
Yeah, I see you out here, baby.
I had to throw that in, you know, because though you know what I'm sick of too with submission. A lot of these hoes, you know, they'll be submissive in bed when the dick's inside of you. That's not the submission that I'm looking for. You know? No, I'm just saying, like, I get that submission and I enjoy that submission. But that's not the submission I look for when I say I want a woman to submit. Because it's easy to submit when you busting nuts on my dick.
Right.
Like, of
Right.
course, I'd say yes to anything too.
Right,
If you was
right.
sucking me off, I'm about to come. You
Right.
want your brand new car? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever's good. So, like, you just, I don't know.
What's your idea of submission though? Like in a woman?
Oh man,
Good question.
If you have a business, since we always use businesses, right? We have workers, but at the end of the day, someone has to make a decision. And if we don't agree on our approach, submission to me is
allow you to make the decision for
allowing
the
me for you and knowing that you're trusting me, yes, Dad, but knowing that whatever my decision is, it directly had to do with the information you fed as far as your opinion on it. I'm not going to make a decision and think only about me. You're going to know that I'm thinking about us, you know, and your voice is going to be heard. To me, that's submission right there. You know what I mean? Because we're going to disagree, teamwork, but we're going to disagree. And when we do, yeah, I need somebody. I need you to shut the fuck up and be like, no, whatever you say, babe, because we're disagreeing and we're not going to do this all day. Somebody has to step up and follow. And I don't want to always get biblical, but this is what I'm rooted in. The man is the head of the house. I firmly believe that. The man was made and the woman was made to be his helper from his rib. Help, ho. Help, ho. Yeah, you got to listen.
I believe that too. I believe that too, because I'm very strong-minded and I feel like I'd rather be singing than be with a nigga that I got to feel like I'm the man and the woman. Like I might as well be alone.
Exactly.
No chick wants
exactly. And I don't want to dominate a woman. I don't want, this is what I'm said. I'm man. I want, hey, what do you think? Oh, I think we should do such and such. All right, I like that plan. Let's do it. Or, you know what? I don't think that's the right way. I hear you, but we're going to do this. And submission is in that moment. All right, babe.
Yeah.
That's submission. That whole going, nah, nigga, this is what we need to do. It's going to be a problem. Nigga. You know why? You got to always make the final. Yeah, that's not submission. You know what I'm saying? No, I can't deal with it. And that woman to me will always be single or eventually be single.
You got to be able to compromise. I know I had to work on that too. Just compromise. Like, okay, well, you know, let me just.
Kayla, you look like you had to work on that.
Yeah, I agree. She gave me a look earlier. I was like, my bad. Submission.
Yeah, I had to work on that. You know, I just really had to work on that. Even just letting a man, like, okay, let him. It's kind of like me testing too. Like, for example, if like I go on a date. You know how the hostess be like, party of two, last name? Like, some niggas, they'll just be sitting there like looking, and I'll be like, Gibson. I just say my last name because you sitting there looking stupid.
God damn, yeah.
You know, like, say, I'm giving you the opportunity, like, go ahead and let the host know your last name so we can be seated. But if I see that you just standing there looking stupid, I'm going to say my last name. And stuff like that really, like, you know.
You know what a lot of women have to deal with nowadays, too, is that, unfortunately, what Kayla and what Jeezy are talking about with regards to submission, right? So it's a two-part thing. It's like Kayla said, it's teamwork, right? Because while Jeezy is saying you need for that woman to be submissive, Jeezy's bringing to the table the expectation that he is going to be a man in all aspects of that definition. And to his earlier point, he is going to make decisions with the information gleaned from his partner, but also in the best information of his family, right? Comprehensive information. But the thing is that a lot of niggas are not that way. And so what happens is you get these women, you get 3 or 4 of these niggas who are not that way, and now it fucks them up because they like, man, I know it can be this way, right? But these niggas I'm getting is not allowing me to, and so you have to develop a different armor in order to be able to deal with the world because the niggas that you finding is not the niggas you're supposed to have, unfortunately. So you got to be a different woman now. You know what I mean?
That's real. I got like a little story. So this guy, right? He been asking me for like years, and like. I just feel like he ain't strong enough to handle a woman like me, especially in what I do in my field. He just gets very jealous and insecure. So I'm going to Seattle in like 2 weeks for like a solo girls trip. And I was like, hey, can you just take me to the airport? I don't ask him for anything. He ain't never done nothing for me. I'm like, can you take me to the airport? I'll pay you whatever. I thought you was mad at me. I'm like, nigga, we're not talking about all that. All I asked you, can you take me to the airport because it's going to be late at night? Like, I don't want to be in a strange Uber. I was like, you know what, don't worry about it. I'll pay the $40. I don't got time for that. Right. It's like, it's not going to be testing you to like, okay, I'm telling you the time I'm going to the airport at night, but you want to be with me, but you're questioning, can you take me to the airport, yes or no?
You
And
do
I was like,
some
you know what?
nice.
I got it. I'm
You
good.
do
I'm
some
good.
nice
I would have
subtle
tried to
taps.
grab a drink with you and bite to eat before you're playing. I would have tried to make something out of that, but that's me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's just that's just he never just
Me too,
take,
Des.
he
The
don't take
initiative.
cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he wonders why I don't give him a chance because you don't step up to the plate,
Right.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, a lot of niggas don't step up to the plate. You got to step up. You got to be a man. You know, I was once dealing with this chick, and she said, "I followed your lead. Everything you asked, we did." And when she said it like that, I said, "Damn, you did though, girl." Like, you know what I mean?
Like
When any
makes me on
suggestion
that.
I had, she was with it. Like, she never fought me on that. She
Yeah.
let me lead. She let me be the man, and she was the woman, and she knew she was empowered.
refreshing.
She never felt weak.
That's refreshing.
She knew if she said one thing, and hey, I'm thinking this tonight. She knew I was gonna make that shit happen, but she also let me lead. Now, a lot of niggas don't step up. And if you get a nigga who don't step up to the plate, then that nigga ain't trying to play.
Damn.
You know?
Period.
So.
Good.
Period. That's what it is.
all right. So, Kayla, before we wrap it up, I just want to give you an opportunity, just kind of let people know how they can find you, and
Your socials. We need your socials.
Yeah, just give us your socials, man, so we can get people to see where you at right now.
Okay, so on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok is all Kayla Got the 411, all spelled out, except for the end, 411, the numbers. YouTube, you can type in Kayla Got the 411. Instagram is the best place to find me. The link in my bio will take you to everything that I got going on.
Good stuff, man. And Jeezy, any final words before we wrap?
No, I just hit IG real quick, and they got a picture of Buddy's wife, Jaxn. They got a picture of his wife, and she's on a Call of Duty character's body with her head. You know what I'm saying? And you know she got the beret on, looking like she about to go into war and shit.
That's her war. That's a war suit.
Yeah, dog. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't that head shit. That wasn't cool. You know, dog. You know what? I do have something to say. God damn it, because this shit done happened to me. Listen, ladies, if you're gonna go link up with your man to bring him something, and he's around his friends, look good, ho.
Oh my God!
Niggas don't want you to fucking misrepresent them. Oh my God! I've had my significant other show up with a goddamn bonnet on her head. And I said, and I looked and I said, you knew in shape niggas who I hoop with regularly were going to be in here. You walked your ass in there looking like that. And then one of the worst part is when I was telling her, hey, it's time to go. I think Gent, you was down. I was like, hey, you got to go. Yada. She just stayed her ass, took her sweet, precious fucking time. It was entirely embarrassing. And you wouldn't want your nigga to do that. When you bring a nigga somewhere, you want that nigga to look good. You want them to say, all right, girl, I see you. Provide that for your man. Anything short of that, man, ho, do better.
Yeah, I'm a big believer of that. And then, like, even situations like, you know, dudes be wanting, no shade, y'all, but dudes want to, like, they want their boys to be looking at you like, okay, like,
no, we do.
It's like a bragging right. So, like, give me time. Like, show up. I always show up looking popping to the point where, like, your homie be in my DM if it don't work out.
Well, I mean,
I'm trying to tell you,
taking a step further than we needed you to, Kayla. But yeah, that's basically the whole thing. That's the gist. But we appreciate you, man. You were amazing. I just want to say Brunch with the Boys, man. Catch us on our socials, Instagram at Brunch with Boys with a Z. Catch us on Twitter at Boys with a Z _brunch. YouTube presence and Facebook. Type that shit in. Also, finally, just visit our website. We got everything popping. www.brunchwiththeboys.com. Visit our sponsor, The Bearded Barber. We got the beard oil. We got the beard balm, man. Get your bae a beard to play in. If you're not Des, you know, you just never
don't do it like that. Don't do it, dog. Don't do it like that, dog.
Why they gonna do me like that?
but yeah, and the beard wash is coming soon. You can't. I knew you were gonna come on just to rub your face a little bit and show.
Please don't do it.
Is working. Okay. But yeah, shout out to Bearded Barber, and we out, bro. We good.
We appreciate you too, Kayla. Be easy.
All right, yeah.